Eight-Bit Baseball is on. Today's game features the Overland Kings at Deep Dungeons. The Overland Kings are a perfect 2-0 on the season. Deep Dungeons are 1-1 after opening weekend. Well, the teams are both warmed up and it's time to play ball. Chatty, the third baseman, leading off for the Kings. Lacell on the mound for the Dungeons. That one's hit down the first base line quite hard, into the corner, right under the 328 marker, and he's all the way into second with a double to lead off the game. So Chatty on second now, nobody down for Herbs, the second baseman. He hits that one down the third base line, but Ramses is there, and he throws it over to first for the out. Still a runner at second, one down now for Leone, the right fielder. And that one is in the dirt, but Leone couldn't hold up, and he swings through it for a strike. No balls, one strike to Leone. And that one's inside for a ball, one strike now. And then outside, and Leone offers at it, and he hits it down the first base line there, and the first baseman catches it right along the line there, Henry. And now Danner, the left fielder, up. And that one's going to be across the zone, and he hits it hard, but into foul territory. Just became a nightlight with an interesting backstory. Dannard now still up, 0-1, and that one's outside, evening the count, 1-1. Lacell, he's a righty with a sidearm delivery. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Dannard. And that one is sweeping in front of the zone, so 3 balls and 1 strike. And then back across the corner for a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count now to Dannard. The delivery from Lacell, and it's inside. He walked him. Wow, okay. So now 2 players on base. Kinney hits it back up the middle, and a diving star cannot make the catch. So we've got bases loaded now. Runners are going to hold. 1 down. Ronald, the center fielder, up with the bases loaded. Let's see what he can do. Takes a pitch inside for a ball. 89 miles an hour there for the pitch. And another one inside, also for a ball. 88 miles an hour on that one. Ronald delivers 3 balls inside. 3 balls, no strikes with the bases loaded. It's not looking good for Lacell, and he walked him. So that puts in the first run there. And Olaf comes up to bat. Now behind 1-0. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Olaf. And that's a strike now. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Olaf. Lacell delivers, and he hits it that one, and it gets past the third baseman and into left field and scores a run. Kings taking the early lead now, 2-0 in the top of the first. Bases still loaded for Jody, the catcher. First pitch outside for a ball. Count 1-0 to Jody. Inside for a strike, 80 miles an hour, right on the inside corner there, 1-1. Delivers, and that one is hit into left field, and Neal runs it down for the last out. So they nearly batted around in that top of the first and produced 2 runs to take the early lead. Deep Dungeons now on. Mattie on the hill. Pitched a complete game shutout in his last outing, first game of the season. And so we have Olaf back, the shortstop, to make the first out. And Leyden now, the right fielder. And he hits that one over to Herbs, the second baseman, grabs that one and just tosses it over to first for the out. So Henry comes up now, first baseman. And he hits that one back up the middle, and it gets by Herbs and all the way to Ronald, the center fielder. So he's on base now with a single. All right, and Mattie checks him down and delivers that pitch inside, and it's popped up on the first base side. It's going foul, but I see that Kenny is over and under it, and he reaches for it. He almost missed it, but he does grab it for the out. So we move to the second inning now. The score, Overland Kings 2, Deep Dungeons nothing. And Mattie is up to bat. He hits it softly over to Herbs, that would be Star, the second baseman, for the first out. And now Chatty up to bat. And he takes a strike on the outside corner, 79 miles an hour. 0-1 the count. And a second pitch strike. Now 0-2 to Chatty. And Lacell delivers over the plate there and hit foul. So the count remains no balls, 2 strikes to Chatty. And the delivery there, he swings at that one, and Star moves over, and he's able to make the throw to first for the out. So now 2 down for Herbs. Herbs up to bat. And the delivery by Lacell is hit hard by Herbs, well out into the left field. Neil is going back, but it is into the stands for a home run. Well, that extends the lead to 3-0. Overland Kings up to bat still now Leone, and he hits that one hard into right field. Layden grabs it, and is actually able to throw him out. Impressive throw there. So now the Deep Dungeons come up to bat in the bottom of the second. Mattie on the hill. And he pitches that one to straight down. It's a hard pitch, and he pops him up. Olaf there to retire the batter. So Ramsey's now up to bat, and he swings at that one. A first pitch strike by Mattie. Mattie's now completed 10 and a third innings complete, scoreless. Count even, 1-1. And he hits that one foul side into the stands. So the count is now 1-2 to Ramsey's, the third baseman. Mattie delivers, and it's inside for a ball. 2-2 the count. Pitch there is hit. Once again, foul side, creating some lovely souvenirs for the fans out there. Packed house. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ramsey's. And he hits that one third base side, but it's gloved by Chatty, who throws it over to Kinney in time for the out. And now Rubio, the catcher, is up. And Rubio swings through that one. First pitch strike. And Mattie delivers outside for a ball. 90 miles an hour on that one. Count 1-1. And he delivers there a strike. Rubio just swung right through that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Rubio. Mattie pitches it inside, a little bit inside, and he pops him up on the first base side. Kinney is over there, he's under it, and he makes the out. So now the second is over, and on to the top of the third. Dannard up to bat. He walked in his last bat. And that's a diving Star. Can't make that play. Gets all the way out to house. So Dannard on base now for the second time today. And that brings up Kinney, first baseman. And Dannard's on the move as that one is hit up, but he won't beat that throw out. And it's going to be a double play. Back to first base to get Kinney as well. So Ronald comes up now with 2 down. And Ronald hits that one hard up the middle, and it's into the outfield. It's up all the way up to House, the center fielder, who has to throw it in. So Ronald with the 2-out hit, and Olaf now the shortstop. And he hits that one very hard. It's out into left center. Both fielders are running back, and ooh, right near the warning track, Neil is able to make the snag. All right. So into the bottom of the inning we go, and Jesse, the shortstop, up to bat. He takes a ball inside, 89 miles an hour, and 1 ball, no strikes to Jesse. Second pitch, he fouls over left base, the third base side. And Deep Dungeons, trying to get on the board against Mattie, who has not surrendered a single run so far this season. That is an out in foul territory. And we see a substitution here. Nat in for Lacell, the pitcher. So we will see a pitching change next inning. And he hits that one up center field, and it's all the way out to Ronald, and he gets on base. So a strategic move there in favor of offense, and it did produce a hit. So Neil back to the top of the order, and Neil is up, and he gets a hit there. So runners now advancing. Runners at first and second with Layden up to bat, the right fielder, batting .300 on the season, and he takes that one inside, and he steps on the base and is able to throw over to third, so he gets an out and prevents the runners from advancing now. Still runners at first and second. Henry, the first baseman, now up. And he takes the first pitch outside, 87 miles an hour. And the second pitch is over the strike zone, right up the middle, and hit out into right field, where Leone gloves it. He almost threw him out at first, but now the bases are loaded for House. And 2 down. That one's outside, 84 miles an hour. House, the center fielder. Mattie pitches him inside now, so ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to House. And that one looked inside, but curved at the end back across the zone. Count 2-1. And he throws another pitch outside, so they count 3 balls, 1 strike to House. And Mattie pitches a strike, so we've got a full count now. Full count to House, the cleanup hitter, and he hits that one lightly out to Herbs, the second baseman, who tosses it over to the shortstop covering for the 3rd out. End of the frame. Overland Kings back up to bat, looking to expand their lead, and we've got a new pitcher coming in for the Deep Dungeons. Yoshi taking the mound. Yoshi. All right, so that one's hit back up right to Yoshi, who loves it and delivers the first out to Henry. And Yoshi pitches there to Mattie. Mattie's actually been able to get on base through his bat so far this season. Unusual for the pitchers. They're not usually all that great. That's a decent hit there. It almost got by Star, who was charging in, but not quite. So now Chatty comes up, the third baseman. Yoshi gives him a pitch on the inside, which he hits back out to the first baseman, Henry, who grabs it and steps on the base. We are out of the frame, into the bottom. The home team Deep Dungeons up. And Star, the second baseman, getting things started off here. Mattie delivers, and that's inside, but he swings at it, and he gets it past the shortstop and third baseman. He's on base for a hit. So Ramsey's now come up, and we've got a runner on base with nobody down. That takes the first pitch outside, ball. And Ramsey's takes a second pitch inside for a strike. The count now even. 1-1 to Ramsey's, the third baseman, outside for a ball. 2-1. And a strike on the outside corner. Mattie getting it done. Count 2-2. And he swings at that one. And it's hit to the second baseman, who gloves for the first out. And he cannot get back to first for the second. So just 1 down. Now we're going to see another pitch hitter here. Marcos coming in to replace Rubio, the catcher. Alright, so Marcos. And he's already ahead on the count. 2 balls, no strikes. And it looks like Mattie's starting to slow down on velocity. Oh, and he swings through that one, though. I guess even though he's slower, he's still very effective. And 2 strikes in a row on the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Marcos. Pitch. He swung right through that. He struck him out. Mattie with the K. So now we have Moreno, who will be substituted in for Jesse. And that one is hit up, and the lead runner's out for the 3rd out. All right. Overland Kings up to bat. Herbs getting things going for us here in the 5th. Yoshi pitches. And it's hit out to Jesse, who throws over to first in time for the out. Alright, so Leone up to bat. Right fielder. He hits that one hard to the right field, and a flagging catch by Light. And he was just barely there. Actually caught it kind of around his waist. What a catch. Dannard now, the left fielder out. Swings through the first pitch. A strike. Batting .500, 2 homers on the season. So quite a hitter. And inside pitch there for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dannard. And that one is right across the plate. He swings at that one, and Ramsey's moves out and is able to make the throw in time. That was close. That was very close. All right, so the frame is ended, and we move to the bottom for the Deep Dungeons. Yoshi, the pitcher, will lead things off for us. Yoshi, and he hits that one out into foul territory, first base side. All right, so Mattie ahead on the count. No balls, 1 strike to Yoshi. Winds and delivers, and that one is inside, and it hit foul once again on the first base side, so no balls, 2 strikes. Yoshi and Mattie. Mattie delivers. It's a slow pitch. He hits it right back up to Mattie, who tosses it to Kenny for the out. The left fielder Neal now batting. One's outside. Neil hits that one into... Ooh, look at that. Dannard rushes over. It didn't look like it was going to get caught. It looked like it was going to drop. And Dannard just kind of came out of nowhere and made that catch. Very well done. And this one's hit into shallow... Wow! Some excellent outfield play there. Shallow right, and Leone rushes in and makes that catch. So we are still 3-0 now. Into the top of the 6th. That's a hard pitch that gets hit over on the third base side, and Chatty is over there. I'm sorry, that would be Ramses is over there for the out. Inside, the first pitch for a ball. Yoshi throws it well inside. And another one inside keeps him well off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes to Ronald, the center fielder. And that one is looked inside, but then curved back out across the zone. Beautiful pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike to Ronald. And Yoshi delivers to the outside, ball 3. So now 3 balls and 1 strike. And Yoshi, that would have been a strike, but he swung at it and hit it right back to Yoshi, who throws it over to Henry for the out. So now 2 down for Olaf, the shortstop. Olaf hits that one over on the third base side. Ramses is running out. He seems to be under it, and yes, he collects that for the 3rd out. So now to the bottom of the 6th. Home team Deep Dungeons back up to bat. Henry leading this one off, the first baseman. Mattie still on the hill. He's pitched 14 consecutive innings without giving up a single run. First pitch ball. 1-0 to Henry. And that one is a strike, so the count even now. 1-1. That's it hard down the line, but a foul ball. It looked like Leone might be able to give him over and get it, but he was not quite in time. Some excellent outfield defense for the team. And that one is out into foul territory as well, but it looks like Kinney is able to make the catch. So Overland Kings playing some excellent outfield. And that pitch is batted at, hit back up the middle, all the way out to Ronald, who gloves it and throws it into Herbs. So we've got a man on first. House manages to single. And so Starr hits that one out into left field, and it is popped up for an out. Dannard is there for the out. Ramses now. Ramses takes a first pitch strike. House still on first. 2 down. And the second pitch he swings at, and Olaf is there, and he's able to throw out at second. All right, so we return back to the Overland Kings in the 7th inning. Jody up to bat. And that's a strike. 0-1 to Jody. Yoshi with excellent ball control and movement and speed. And that one's hit out into right field. Layden is there. He gathers it and makes the out. All right, so Mattie now, the pitcher, coming up. And I'm sure he would love to get on base and contribute to the offense. Help with that 3-run lead. Count even at 1-1. Yoshi pitching to Mattie. Yoshi delivers, and Mattie swings at that one. It's over the first baseman, Henry, who just kind of grabs it and steps back over it onto first base for the out. Chatty, the third baseman, comes up. Yoshi pitch was that kind of outside-inside curve, and he hit it out to right field. Layden was there and flagged it down for the 3rd out. So Deep Dungeons now back up to bat. Marcos, the catcher, will lead things off. He's catching in place of, that's a strike, in place of Rubio, substituted earlier. He struck out in his prior at-bat. Mattie, and that's a ball. Count 1-1 to Marcos. And he hits that one out into right field. Leone is charging in and makes that catch on the run. So Moreno now, playing shortstop, is up to bat. And he hits that one, he popped him up. Popped him up, foul side, and it is Jody under it to make the catch. And now we've got a timeout. And the final pinch hitter, Scott, coming in for the Deep Dungeons. So we've seen all of the batters today. Mattie has taken care of all. That one's hit out to Olaf, who gloves it and throws into Kinney for the third out. So on to the 8th. Overland Kings up to bat. And who's going to be the new pitcher? They are bringing in Samuel. Samuel, all right. So there's the first pitch. It's down the third baseline. It's a hard hit. It's right into the corner, right under the 328 sign. And Neil is there. He throws it in. So we've got a leadoff double to begin the 8th inning. Herbs. And Leone now hits it right back up to the pitcher. Very quick pop out there. And so Dennard now up to bat. And Dennard hits that one hard down the line, but the third baseman's there. He was in position and throws it over to first for the second out. So Kenny now, the last opportunity to do anything with that runner on second. First pitch ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Kenny. Second pitch balls. 2 balls, no strikes. But there's a strike, 89 miles an hour, 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch is up to the shortstop, and he gloves it and throws over to Henry in time for the out. So to the bottom of the 8th we go. Deep Dungeons are running out of outs. We've got a player change. We're going to have a defensive substitution for Leone. It's Kirk coming in for Leone. Alright, so Kirk now in right field. That one's hit out to the shortstop, Olaf, who gloves and throws to Kinney for the out. Alright, so Layden comes up to the right fielder. Mattie pitches him down the a little bit outside, and he hits out to Herbs and throws it over to Kinney for the second out. Mattie, he's really been effective. We're looking at almost 17 innings. Count, no balls, 2 strikes to Henry. And that is a strikeout. Mattie getting it done in the 8th. All right, so Samuel now pitching to Ronald, the center fielder for the Comet, for the Overland Kings. And the second pitch is inside for a ball, so the count is even, 1-1. And he hits that one down third baseline. The third baseman is there, grabs it, and throws it over to first for the out. And now Olaf is up to bat. And he takes that one and hits it out to shallow left. Moreno is rushing over, and he gathers it for the second out. So they're going fast now. Jody, the catcher, is one of the last chances to get anything done here. That's popped up into foul territory, but Neil is rushing out. He's under it, and he's going to collect that one for the third out. So we are really down to it. This is it, the 9th inning. All right, Mattie's still on the hill. 17 consecutive scoreless innings. Center fielder House leads off, and he hits that one up the middle. That's going to be on base for a hit. He's on first. All right, so now Starr, the second baseman, comes up. Mattie checks the runner and delivers, and the runner's in motion. It's a hit and run, and he's up to second. So now we've got runners at first and second. Nobody down. Visitors are ahead 3-0, with the home team threatening. Ramsey's the third baseman, and that's a ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Ramsey's. Second pitch is also on the inside, but it's a strike, a very slow strike. Now 1 ball, 1 strike to Ramsey's. And that one's inside for a ball, so now the count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Over the middle, he hits it well into the outfield center left. Oh, wow! And Dennard rushes over and makes the catch at the last second. So now Marcos, the catcher, is up. He takes a first pitch strike on the inside corner. Runner still at first and second. A chance to tie the ball game with 1 swing. That's a strike. So no balls. 2 strikes to Marcos. Mattie delivers. He struck him out! He struck him out, and now Moreno comes up. He hits it over to third. Chatty is there, and he steps on the bag for the out. The game is over. The game is over. Incredible. A complete game shutout for Mattie. Lacell charged with the loss. The Overland Kings improved to 3-0 with the 3-0 win. What a game! Hope you enjoyed it.